G'day guys, my name's Dave Tran and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. And in this lesson, I'm going to teach you all the electric guitar parts to Bohemian Rhapsody. Now if you want to learn the acoustic chords for this song or a fingerstyle version of Bohemian Rhapsody, then I have lessons for them as well. The links are in the description below. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to take your guitar to the next level, then check out Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. For the basics of this song, you'll just need your guitar and standard tuning. Now in this video, I'm going to break up all the electric guitar parts up into 6 sections, and this is including the solo as well. So let's start with guitar part number 1, and this comes in when Freddie sings, "Gotta leave you all behind and face the truth." This is a really easy guitar part. We're going to start on the 5th fret of the 6th string. I'm going to hit that, hold it out, and then go down to the 4th fret, and then 3rd fret of the 6th string. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then for the next bar, we're going to take our pinky finger and go to the 6th fret of the 5th string and hit that. And then we're going to go down to the 5th fret and then end on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For our 4th bar, we're going to change position. So our ring finger will now go on the 3rd fret. We're going to hit that 3rd fret and then 2nd fret and then 1st fret and open 4th string. So it's a chromatic run. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we end with the B flat power chord. And in total for this guitar part 1. Alright, let's move on to guitar part 2, and this is where things get a little juicy. So this is the guitar solo, and we're going to start by sliding our index finger up to the 8th fret of the 4th string. With our ring finger, we'll bend the 10th fret of the 3rd string up, and then you'll release it and then quickly pull off to the 8th fret. So you only need to pluck that 3rd string once, bend, release, pull off, and then your ring finger goes to the 11th fret of the 2nd string. And so far. And then we're going to go down to the 8th fret of the 2nd string, back to the 11th fret and bend that up. For our next one, we're going to go up to the 13th fret of the 2nd string. Now let's take this 3 notes at a time. So we've got 13th fret, 15th fret, and then 16th fret. And we're going to play that twice. After that, we'll hit the 16th fret and bend it up a full tone. And so far we have this. Then after that, your middle finger will go onto the 17th fret of the 3rd string, and then ring finger on the 18th fret of the 2nd, then index finger on the 15th fret of the 1st, then we're going to go up to the 16th fret and then 18th fret. And then to end this run, we're going to need to pre-bend that 18th fret a full tone and hit that. So that run all together. Now make sure you pre-bend that last note before you hit it. It will be a little tricky, but just keep practicing. Our next bar is probably the trickiest part of this solo. What we're going to do is pre-bend this 18th fret again, hit it, and then release. Go to the 16th fret, 15th fret, back to the 16th fret. Then without plucking again, you're going to hammer on and pull off that 15th to the 16th fret. And so far. After that, we go to 18th fret of the 2nd string, back to the 15th fret of the 1st, back to the 18th fret of the 2nd, 16th fret, 15th fret, 16th fret, and then we're going to hammer on and pull off 15th to the 16th. And altogether for that second run, For our final group of notes, we go 17th fret of the 3rd string, back up to the 15th fret of the second, 17th fret, and then end on the 15th fret of the third. And in total for that full run, for our next bar, we have some easy scale runs. So we're going to start with the 15th fret of the third string, and then 17th fret. Then for our second string, go 15th, 16th, 18th fret, and we do the exact same frets on the first string. And in total for that first run, you should play those first two notes with a bit of staccato to give it that same feel that Brian May does. And then the second time we do this, it's a lot more fluid and a little bit faster. But we're going to end by pre-bending that 18th fret and hitting that note. So the second run. And in total for that bar, for our next three notes, we have 15th fret of the second string, 16th fret, and then down to the 13th fret. I'm going to repeat that twice. And then after that, we have two notes, so 15th fret, 16th fret, and then you're going to hit that 16th fret and bend it up a full tone. And in total for this run, for our next run, we'll start in 10th fret of the third string with our index finger, and 12th fret, 13th fret. With our pinky, we'll hit the 13th fret of the first string, and then back to the 13th fret of the third string. So that run. Then with your pinky finger, you'll hit the 14th fret of the second string. You're going to hit that once, and then we're going to hit it 4 times with a really quick down, up pluck. After that final pluck, you'll slide that pinky finger down to the 7th fret. So in total. Then your ring finger is going to come onto the 6th fret of the third string. And then you're going to quickly hammer on to the 7th fret, pull back off to the 6th, pull off to the 4th, and then with your ring finger, 7th fret of the 4th string. That's a really fast run like this, but slower. And for the last section of the solo, that's it for the guitar solo. And at a slow speed, Alright, now we get to guitar part 3, and this is where the fun heavy riffs come in. Now before we actually come into guitar part 3, we're going to start by hitting a B flat power chord like this, and just holding that out until we get to that main riff, which is really headbanging. Alright, so let's get into guitar part 3, and we're going to need our pinky finger on the 6th fret of the 5th string. Now you're going to need all your fingers close to the fretboard here because it's going to feel a little bit like a scale run playing this riff. So you don't want your fingers up like this, you want them nice and close to the fretboard so you can access those frets. So you're going to start by the 6th fret with the 5th string, then 3rd fret of the 6th string with our index finger, 4th fret, 6th fret, and then our last 3 notes are 3rd, 5th, and 6th fret of the 5th string. And in total, for our second bar, we're going to hit the 6th fret of the 5th string again. Then we go down to the 3rd fret of the 6th string, 4th fret of the 6th string. Then our last 3 notes are 6th fret of the 6th, 3rd fret of the 5th, and back to the 6th fret of the 6th. Like that. And in total for this bar. And in total for the first 2 bars. Now the third bar is exactly the same as the first bar, and the fourth bar is very similar to the second bar, except we'll shift everything up 2 frets. So the fourth bar will sound like this. The pattern itself stays the same, but we just play it up 2 frets. And in total, and then we're going to hit a B flat bar chord on the 6th string and hold that out for a little bit. Then we have a quick riff to end this first line of tabs. So you're going to take your middle finger, hit the 6th fret of the 5th string, and then we have 3 notes, 6th fret, 5th fret of the 4th, and back to the 6th fret of the 5th, which sounds like this. And in total. Moving on to the second line of tab, we go back to this B flat power chord, hold that out, and then there's a quick riff here, which is really fun. So 8th fret of the 4th string, down to the 6th, and then back to the 8th and pull it off to the 6th, and then 8th fret of the 5th string, 9th fret of the 6th string with your pinky finger, and then your index finger comes up to the 6th fret of the 3rd string. So that lick in total. Then we go back to this B flat power chord and we strum that again. After you've held it out for a little bit, you'll slide it down for a cool effect and then go back and hit the power chord again, which sounds like this. Then we're going to play a D sharp power chord. So you can keep your pinky finger where it is and then move your index finger down to the 6th fret of the 5th string. We're going to hit that 3 times. Then we go to our G sharp power chord and hit that. Then there's 3 more power chords here. We're going to hit that power chord again, move it down 1 fret, and then move it down 2 frets to the F power chord. And total for the second line of tab. Moving on to our next line of tab, we're going to start with the B flat power chord like this, and then you'll slide your ring finger up to the 5th fret, down to the 3rd fret, and then pull off from the 5th fret to the 3rd fret of the 5th string. And in total. And then we go to the F power chord and hold it out from the bar. So. Back to the B power chord, and there's another lick here, so we're going to start with the 1st fret of the 5th string, quick slide from the 3rd fret to the 5th, then 3rd fret of the 4th string, 5th fret of the 4th string and pull that off, and then end on the 5th fret of the 5th string. So in total for that power chord and riff, and then end on the F power chord. So for the next 2 bars, it's the F power chord, B flat power chord, F power chord, and B flat power chord. And in total for this line of tab, moving on to our next line of tab, our first 3 bars are exactly the same as what we had at the start of this section, which sounds like this. It's that main headbanging riff. For the 4th bar, we're going to move our shape up 2 frets, and we're going to start with that 8th fret of the 5th string, 5th fret of the 6th, 6th fret of the 6th string, 8th fret of the 6th string, so those 4 notes. And then there's 3 notes to end this, so it's 5th fret of the 5th string, 7th fret, and 8th fret. For the final bar of this line of tab, Let's break it up to 3 sections. For our first group of 3 notes, we have our middle finger on the 9th fret of the 5th string, 11th fret with our pinky, and then 8th fret of the 4th string with our index finger. Like that. For our second group of 3 notes, we start with the 11th fret of the 5th string, and then go 8th fret of the 4th string, and end on the 10th fret of that 4th string. So the second group of 3 notes. And then the third group of 3 notes is all on the 4th string, so it's 8th fret, 10th fret, and 11th fret. So that run. And in total for this line of tab. Now we get to the final line of tab, and this is just a whole bunch of scale runs. Now this is going to be a good exercise to play for any guitarist really, and it's a lot of fun when you finally nail it. We'll start with our ring finger on the 6th fret of the 5th string. So 6th fret, 7th fret, and then we go to the next string, so 4th fret, 6th, 7th. So those 5 notes. And then we're going to go to our next string, 4th fret, 6th fret, 4th fret, 6th fret. Second string, 4th fret and 5th fret. And in total. And a little faster. When you're plucking these scale runs, you should always pluck with a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, not a down, 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 because that's a really uneconomic way of picking. For our next scale run, we'll just move our position down 1 fret. So our middle finger will now come onto the 4th fret of the 6th string. So we're going to start with that 4th fret, then 6th fret, move to our next string, we go 3rd fret, 4th fret, 6th fret, and in total. And then we move down another string, 3rd fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, and then 6th fret, and then move down to the 3rd fret of our next string. And in total. And for our final bar, we are going to start up here. So pinky finger on the 8th fret of the 4th string. We're going to pluck that, and then 5th fret on our next string, 7th fret, 5th, 7th, and then move this ring finger up 1 fret to the 8th fret, and so far. Then your index finger is going to hit the 6th fret of the 2nd string, back to the 8th fret of the 3rd, back up to the 6th fret of the 2nd, 8th fret, and then 9th fret. And in total for this final scale run. And for the final line of tab. And all together for guitar part 3. Alright, we'll move on to guitar part number 4. Now I realize that some of these guitar parts are panned left and right, so it's not actually one guitar playing all of this continually, but I'm going to teach you all the parts so you can just play it in one go if you want to. So to start off this guitar part 4, you'll need your index finger on the 8th fret of the 4th string. So hit that, and then 8th fret of the 3rd string, and then 8th fret of the 2nd string. And you'll do that with your index, middle, and ring finger. Now you don't want to hold on to these notes. You just, after you've played each note, lift that finger and hit the next note. After those 3 notes, we take our ring finger and hit the 11th fret on the 2nd string. So in total. For our next one of 4 notes, our pinky finger will go on the 13th fret of the 5th string, and then ring finger on the 12th fret of the 4th, index finger on the 10th fret of the 3rd, and then middle finger on the 11th fret of the 2nd. So it's basically a C chord shape, just played all the way up here. For our next one of 4 notes, we're going to start with the 10th fret of the 4th string. And then index finger goes on the 8th fret of the 3rd string, 8th fret of the 2nd, and then 8th fret of the 1st. So those 4 notes. And in total for those first 3 arpeggio sections. After that, we go to the 7th fret of the 3rd string. Basically just follow what the vocals do when they go, ooh yeah, ooh yeah. So you go 7th fret, 8th fret, 7th fret, 10th, 8th. So ooh yeah, ooh yeah. And then we go up to the 10th fret again, and then move that up to the 12th fret, and then hammer on and pull off to the 13th fret. And then do the same at the 14th and 15th fret. After that hammer on and pull off, you'll slide that index finger down to the 7th fret and then hold that out. And then total for guitar part 4. Next we get to guitar part 5, and guitar part 5 actually overlaps with guitar part 4. So you don't necessarily need to play guitar part 5, but I'm just going to teach you just in case you want to. So we're going to start with the 14th fret of the 1st string, then 15th fret, 17th fret, hit it again, and then slide up to the 18th fret. So, and then you're going to go down to the 8th fret of the 1st string, and then pluck it again and slide up to 10th and slide down to 6th. So, and then for the next bar, we basically do the same thing, except that first pluck on the 6th fret is sort of delayed a little bit. And in total for this guitar part, finally, we get to guitar part 6, and this is just in the outro section. So to start off guitar part 6, you're going to use your middle finger on the 11th fret of the 2nd string. You're going to pluck it, and then pluck it again, and slide it down to the 9th fret. Pluck that 9th fret and slide it down to the 8th fret, and we're going to pluck the 8th fret on that next bar. And so far. Moving on, we'll hit the 8th fret and slide it down to the 5th fret. With your index finger, you'll hit the 5th fret of the 3rd string, the 3rd fret, then the 2nd fret, and then with your middle finger, hit the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and slide it up to the 6th fret. So for that last part, and in total, so there you have, guys. Those are all the electric guitar parts you need to learn for Bohemian Rhapsody. Now, if you want to learn the acoustic chords or a fingerstyle rendition for this song, then I have videos for them as well. Links are in the description below. So now I'll be playing through all the electric guitar parts and I'll have vocals on top for some context. So feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice play along to and see how you go.
Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind the fence. To me. Anywhere the wind blows.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook, or check out Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. As always, please hit that like button, hit subscribe, and click the little notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on my updates. Please leave your thoughts, comments, questions, or requests below, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.